Our guest today is Scott Sandusky. He is the owner of Circles on the Square Donuts, along with his wife, Melissa. The story that got them there is really incredible. He's going to explain that today. And he's also a super funny guy, a great soul. And Circles on the Square have been a big supporter of Laid Back and Lazy through the years, and we really appreciate that. And it was just a good time. So here we go.
Crack a beer and kick it back. It's the Laid Back and Lazy Podcast.
Scott Sandusky, how you doing?
Good afternoon.
Thanks for joining us on our first podcast.
Otherwise known as Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. Mad Dog.
Yes, I have numerous names I've been called, some good, some bad.
So it's really interesting to me to have I've been calling you the king of donuts ever since we were talking about having you on. So, but I'm just curious what happened. Yeah, right.
King of nothing.
So, is that your favorite Metallica song too? The King of Nothing?
Yeah. Yeah, I will tell you, it is. I do love Metallica, but no, that is not my favorite song by Metallica. But I will tell you that I do take donuts very seriously. It's a very.
What is your favorite song by Metallica? Right now, put you on the spot.
Master of Puppets.
Sing it for us.
Oh yeah.
Master of Puppets is pulling your strings. That sounded great. Yeah. I love Metallica too.
That's very much James Hetfield right there for you guys.
Sounded exactly like
So
him.
these are the donuts here, huh?
Yeah, I'm actually happy. Thank you guys for actually inviting me in today. I really appreciate the invite, and to be I'm honored to be a part of the first podcast, the Laid Back and Lazy podcast. I'm excited for it. I think you guys. I was actually privy to a little bit of the first very dry run that you guys had, and I'll tell you, I had tears in my eyes. You guys, it was very funny. So when you invited me over to talk about donuts, talk about life, talk about whatever we decided to talk about, I was very excited. So thank you guys both. Thank you both.
No, yeah, we appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. We actually had a couple other people that canceled on us. So you were a last minute fill in for us.
I wasn't going to tell them, but
Yeah, we had Sloan Kettering was one, and Johnny Hopkins. They both canceled.
yeah.
You're kidding me.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've actually hung out with those guys before.
Yeah.
I have a little bit.
And
but.
and the cake boss was supposed to be here, but
Buddy Lembeck
Yeah.
or Buddy Valestro?
Valestro, yeah.
Buddy Lembeck.
Lembeck's the other one.
Buddy Lembeck. You know where that's from, Buddy
No,
Lembeck?
where's that from?
Buddy Lembeck is from Charles in Charge. You remember that show?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Buddy Lembeck. If
Yeah.
you want to have fun, Buddy Lembeck's the one.
See, here's the thing. I've known him for a long time.
Yeah.
Like 30 years.
Yeah.
He has a memory way beyond my little brain capacity. He remembers stuff that he'll be like, you remember what he just said. I have no idea who Buddy Limerick?
Lembeck.
Buddy Lembeck.
Yes, Buddy
It
Lembeck.
sounds familiar,
I
but
would
I don't.
never-
I would have never.
I'd
It's
never-
very strange. I can remember useless things. When it comes to important things,
Okay.
well, not so much.
We used to say this. If we could remember song lyrics, right, we would have been 4.0 students in
That's
school.
right.
Yeah.
If song lyrics
We
were
would have
like
sung everything.
tests,
Oh yeah.
I would have been very smart.
Well, you could sing your tests, right?
Well, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not very smart. That's just how it worked out. You know? I mean,
But I'm going to tell you. So yes, my memory for weird things is extremely. It's gifted. It's borderline gifted.
Yeah.
Right, for
Like-
weird things like that. Charles in Charge. Who? I mean, that hasn't been an episode on TV for 25 years, but I still remember things from it.
But let me ask you this: so you remember those things, right?
Right.
But you're walking out the door, you grab your keys, and the door's halfway shut, and your wife goes, "Bring home milk."
Oh, I forgot my wallet today already. Once
Yes.
today, so
That's what I thought.
yeah. So
That's
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 I did.
exactly
I had
it.
to call. I had to call my beautiful wife, and I had to ask her if it was on the counter. So yeah, I do that constantly.
like you said, useless things, right?
But I'm going to tell you guys. So food is a passion, right? So donuts, and we'll get into donuts and stuff. But food is a passion of mine. So I will tell you, and this is something that I'm sure you guys can relate to. So last night, as American parents, sometimes you run out of time to make dinner, right?
Right.
So you're driving through McDonald's. So I'm in the McDonald's line, and my son says, Dad, I want a 10-piece nugget. And my other son, who's 17, calls on the phone, and we ask him what he wants. He says, I want a quarter pounder with cheese. So I order both of those.
A Royale with cheese.
A Royale with cheese.
What'd you get?
I actually didn't get nothing, but here's the kicker. We'll just hold on.
Okay.
I'm sitting at the McDonald's drive-thru, and I see filet of fish, and I can remember a very glorious memory as a child. I can remember Lent as a Catholic, right?
I went to blue. He looks glorious.
Glorious. So I, as a Catholic family, growing up Catholic school, I can remember on Fridays my mom bringing home filet of fish. Mm-hmm. I haven't had a filet of fish in 25 years. Mm-hmm. I can promise you that. It's been that long.
Wow.
So I'm in the McDonald's drive-thru, and I order. I need a 10-piece. I need a quarter pounder and, some fries and whatever else. And I said, by the way, I need 2 filet of fish. Mm-hmm. And everyone in the car is looking at me.
I know where you're going.
Everyone in the car is looking at me.
I already know.
I'm like, yeah, just don't worry about it. So we get home. And I pull out before my two sons, they eat a single thing. I said, you need to try one of those filet of fish. The youngest one bites in and goes, oh my God, this thing's great.
I knew it.
So I take a bite, and I'm going to tell you, when was the last time you had a filet of fish? Oh,
I don't think it's been 20 years, but I could probably. I'm closing in on a decade for sure.
The warm tartar sauce and the plastic cheese is just I took a bite.
Plastic cheese?
Oh, it's great.
It's like that government
It's
cheese.
great. I'm going to tell you. At Circles on the
What's the expiration date on this cheese? 35 years.
Never.
Well, that's not good enough for me. I wanted the 36-year cheese.
When they send the new spaceships to Mars, the one thing that they're going to have on there is craft singles. It's going to, because they don't go bad. They're always good, right? It's always
and
good.
You're going to be wrapping those around a Twinkie.
Wrap craft singles around anything. It was so. Long story short, folks out there, if you haven't had a filet of fish recently, go get you one. And I'm going to tell you, you will be a happy camper. It brought back memories. I took a couple bites, and I felt like a fat kid.
Did it bring this back? Big Mac filet of fish, quarter pounder French fries, icy Coke, thick shake, sundaes, and apple pies.
You know why you remember that? Because it's a song.
That's right.
That's right.
That's exactly
because that's a McDonald's commercial from 1984,
Exactly.
and Sean remembered it because it was a song. But before we get sidetracked, but that happens. What is grimace? What is grimace? It's the big purple thing at McDonald's. What was that?
Was that an onion that was not cut yet?
I'm not sure. It looks like an eggplant.
Huh.
Yeah, it does.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
his wheels are
grimace.
Uh-oh. I
He's
can
a
smell
mystery.
it burning. I could smell something burning. It's Sean's thinking. Anywho, so I enjoyed a couple.
I wish we had your brother. I don't mean to interrupt you. If you had your brother could Google who's grimace. Maybe there would be an explanation and we could figure it out.
Yeah, you guys need to
as
big as this budget is, that I think you guys need to hire
I'm telling you,
a Google guy.
We have solo cups.
Right.
We're right on the top echelon.
Listen,
of podcasts.
You guys need a
solo
Google guy, right? So we can talk to almost like it's like a voice from above.
That's right.
Look up.
It'll be his brother when he can make it.
But let me ask you a question about these donuts because they look amazing. Number one, is that a dog bone on one?
There is. So we are actually Circles on the Square is the home of Medina's first and only
gourmet
right? I just read the words that are on the sheet. Gourmet. Gourmet, handcrafted, fresh donut shop.
Yeah.
And so we've now been in business now for, it's been 4 years. And we are constantly evolving and creating. But I will tell you the number one thing, and we are the 2-time Cleveland Donut Fest champions, 2018 and 2020.
Amazing.
In 2019, we finished third place, which, we got robbed.
Let me tell you about 2019. 2019, I went to the contest.
Oh, you did. You went there.
I went to the contest. Where is it? It's down.
It was in.
It's a cool arts center thing.
Yeah,
something
down
right?
in Cleveland, downtown Cleveland. For all of you that may be familiar with it, it's oh boy, forget the name of the place, but it was really.
That's all right.
Cool.
You can Google it, and find it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, they Scott and his wife, they were like, okay, we're gonna go down with one of these 2 donuts, and brought them over here to me. And as you could tell, I'm their taste tester. I've had
Sure. Gotcha.
I've had every flavor of donut, and they are fantastic. But so I choose. I'm like, I like this one better, right? So I think that's
It was
the
a
one.
Funky Monkey is the one we went with, and it was. It was banana,
It was delicious.
and chocolate, and other
It was-
cookie
it was
crumble,
great.
and it was.
You had me at banana.
Oh, it was good. It was good. It was an excellent donut. But the donut so my wife, who is co-owner of Circles on the Square, and really the brains and the blood, sweat, and tears behind it. She is the everyday manager. She's in there all the time.
The
And
Mateen.
She's a Mateen. And I will tell you that she is really a cross between Vanna White and Mrs. Fields. I mean, she is that much, right? It's beautiful. So
Vanna White and Mrs. Field.
so we're down there at the Cleveland Donut Fest in 2019 when I got robbed. Well, it
was my fault. Like I told
Well, you
him, I was
chose
like,
the wrong donut.
I'm bringing negative mojo.
chose
here.
wrong.
I did. It was my fault. I told him I was like,
That-
I'm
well-
never coming back. And the other 2 that I didn't go to, they win. So I'm not going back.
Yeah.
So
I
you
wouldn't
were
do it.
you did not. It was
Very superstitious.
I'm in at the door. It's not even the right words. So
Nobody knew. We do that all the time.
All the time.
So we're down there, and we finished third, which isn't too shabby. So my wife's idea for the donut was a blueberry cobbler donut,
Okay.
and so we went round and round. We hemmed and hawed. We had both on the premise ready to submit to the judges. And because it is, if you've ever watched the Food Channel, you've ever watched the Food Network and those competitions, it's very much like that. It's stressful. You believe donuts, and I'll tell you, the donut business is, I went in there thinking that, it's donuts. Everyone's going to be friendly and
Sure.
nice. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
not so
much.
Right? Everyone's
cutthroat, huh?
It's cutthroat, right? Donuts
Happens in everything, right?
right, and everything. I guess when you're
Competition.
competing, competition brings it out of you, right? So
Someone stole my sugar.
how dare you? So we go, and she's like, we need to go with the blueberry cobbler, and I said, we're going to go with the funky monkey, and we finished third. She goes, and guess what? The donut that won that year,
Blueberry.
it was a blueberry donut.
Oh.
And so so still to this
My
day,
fault.
I should be the 3-time champion, but I'm not, and that's okay.
But wait, did I hear something correctly? Did I hear that at that moment she trusted his word?
No. I was just input.
Okay.
And then they made the decision. But
You made a
Scott
collective decision.
But Scott liked the same one as me, right?
Yes, and so that was the case, and she decided to listen to me, which is always a mistake. I tell her, don't ever listen. Don't ever listen.
Obviously.
If I say
Whatever I say,
banana,
You
whatever.
could have
Do
had
the other
another
one.
gold medal.
if I say banana, you pick the other one.
Right.
You hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In 2020, when we won, I walked away. I said, "You tell me what you want to roll with," and we did a almond raspberry cookie.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a that was a home run. The competition didn't stand a chance on that one. And I'll tell you, we compete against. There's a lot of great bakeries.
It's Northeast Ohio.
It's Northeast Ohio, but there's also shops from Toledo, Columbus. So
wow.
it's almost all of Ohio, not quite, but it's a lot.
How many are in there? Take a guess.
Probably.
There's a ton of tables.
Probably 15 to 20.
I put on 9 pounds in a day.
I could tell on your chin
Eating
that day.
free donuts.
No kidding.
What? What are you talking about? My chin?
So it was the Cleveland Donut Fest is an awesome experience. We've been very successful. Unfortunately, the COVID has stopped the Donut Fest for 2021. I'm hoping it'll be back in 2022, and we'll win it again.
Ramp up.
We'll win it again.
Yeah, just let your wife make
about.
all the decisions and him make none.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That'll do
So
it.
it's been open for 4 years, huh?
4 years we've been.
I could tell a lot of your donut weight is going towards your upper arms. Actually, a lot of it is not settling in your belly. It's like right in this area.
Yeah, it's
You know what?
Is that a size medium shirt? Or?
no, it's a small. I fit into a small. Shit.
All right, go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
didn't interrupt me. I was going to add to that, but you took it. You
My bad.
took and ran with it, which was perfect.
My bad. I talk too much when I'm nervous.
Oh, what are you nervous for? You need a donut?
I'm always nervous. No, I'm not. I rarely say much. Except for if I have a loud microphone in front of me, I can't stop talking. I don't know what the problem is.
I'm going to tell you guys. So this
check.
Oh, jeez.
So
here we go.
Here's a little bit of info that nobody probably knows about me. So I used to, as a child, and I'm talking about 6, 7 years old.
He stole donuts.
And
That's where it's going.
No, I'm not a thief. But I would sit upstairs in my room, and having a microphone and in front of you, and it brings back a memory. I would sit upstairs in my bedroom, and back then in the 80s, we had tape recorders, right? You had
yourself.
a tape,
Yeah.
right? And so I would sit upstairs, and I would pretend I was a disc jockey.
Okay.
And I would sit there and I would introduce.
Hey, this is 92.3 The Fan.
This is W99 for The Edge. and the funniest part about me doing that, and if I could find the tape, it would be the funniest thing in the world, because you have this, the voice is pre-puberty voice and this high-pitched, voice. But I would introduce, for some odd reason, I loved Rio Speedwagon.
Really?
As a child.
Give us a little bit.
I'm gonna keep on loving
Okay. I think he meant the announcing them.
Show us the announcing.
Yeah.
The singing was fantastic.
Yes, but I will
we
sing.
like that.
I love art. You should hear me in the car and shower. I sing Rio Speedwagon still to this day, right? So
Everybody watching was like, is the radio on? I hear Rio Speedwagon.
He sings their hit, "Don't Drop the Soap."
yes, it's a very great hit. So having the microphone in front of me it brings back. I feel like I'm 8.
So let me ask
Fun,
you this:
right?
How would
It's
you
fun.
announce "Laid Back and Lazy" coming on the radio? How would you do that?
Use your best radio voice.
Yeah, we want to hear that.
Oh, up next is the number 1 hit from Laid Back and Lazy. This is how we do it.
Well, I can tell you this: if we wrote "This is
This
how we
is
do
how
it,"
we do it.
this would not
This is
be
how we do it.
these would not be solo cups. I can tell you that much.
So yeah.
This is how we do it. All right, I got to ask.
Yes.
Did you just wake up 4 years ago and go, "I'm going to start a donut shop," or you've been making donuts since you were a kid? Like, can you take us back through the story?
It's a cool story.
That kind of got you to 4 years ago opening the donut shop.
So yeah, I was an owner of another business that and we did abrasives, right? So we did liquid abrasives. So it couldn't be any further stretch from donuts,
Right.
But
I worked in the warehouse when I was in high school.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, I worked for for the company.
So we were.
Did he get fired?
Yes, I fired him really quickly.
Bad Ron beat me up a couple times.
He had narcolepsy, that guy. Anyways, yeah, he did, really did.
Working on a machine press.
I didn't even know
Narcolepsy.
he did. He ran
was
a
working on a giant
77-ton press.
And he had
Really?
And he had narcolepsy. Yeah, that's
Are you
the
kidding
truth.
me right now?
You fall asleep, your hand falls in that press. It's not coming
So
back.
let me guess.
Pancake.
When you guys were slow, he had his CDL and he delivered product, right?
So poor Bad Ron. Yeah, he was.
No, he was cool.
I hope he's well.
Anyway,
so,
go ahead, man.
And so I was an owner of a business, and we were, everything was great and doing well. And then really due to a lot of different factors, the bottom fell out. And really so we were riding high in the hog. We were crushing it. We were selling every major retailer in North America in the automotive business, everything from Walmart to AutoZone to Advanced Auto Parts, Pep Boys, you name it. We sold it
through a patent.
And we had there was a patent involved, and we
Very, very smart patent.
And the product was awesome. The problem is that we did not innovate, right? We did not innovate. And so long story short, after 11 years,
Big boys,
we actually started to get a lot of pressure from some of the large companies in this country, names that the 3Ms and the Turtle Waxes and so on and so forth. So really large companies started coming at us, trying to take our market share, copy our product. Why wouldn't they? So it's hard for the little guy sometimes. So we didn't innovate. We came through, and long story short is that the business slowly started losing customers, and we ended up closing the doors. And so I actually went to work for a company in Indiana that sold microwave popcorn. And I was out that way, and again, it was my first job where I actually had to report to a boss. I was the boss for years, and now all of a sudden I have a boss. And I have all this stuff, and and everything is okay. But I will tell you, I was significantly unhappy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't money related. Money was fine. Money was coming in. Money was good. But overall work atmosphere and also just morale was just really down. My family was home. And I was in Indiana 6 days a week.
Coming home on weekends.
I had an apartment out there.
Yeah.
And so I'm driving home, and they're pressuring me to move to Indiana, and I don't want to move out there.
I helped him move into his apartment. It was a big, elaborate spread. Yeah. I mean, it was
like 500 square feet.
Giant apartment.
Yes.
It was a
efficiency?
one bedroom efficiency apartment.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was nice, but it was very small.
He had a massive TV. The TV was bigger than the apartment.
So the story. So we'll sidetrack this story for y'all. It's one of those things that so Sean here did help me move out there, and I move out there, and my wife tells me,
it's a good story.
My wife says to me, she goes, listen, she goes, this isn't spring break. She's like, you're going to have,
Lays down the law.
She's like, no nice furniture, no nice TV, no nice nothing. Your home is home. This is just a place to sleep. So I said, okay. I said,
did she say that? Did she literally start off like, listen, this isn't spring break?
Oh, no, those were her exact words.
Exact
words. Verbatim. This is not spring break.
I got you.
And so I sat there and I said, okay. I said, but so me and Sean, we drive a U-Haul truck up there, and we are unloading it, and I realized that it was a 19-inch TV, and I'm not even kidding you. It was a postage stamp.
Right? Was it color?
Yeah, it was.
Oh well, that's
a bonus. That's a bonus.
we had the Buckeyes game on.
Yeah,
as we're moving things in.
Okay,
and I'm like, I can't even see the score. What's the score?
That's the truth.
Couldn't even see
That is
it.
the truth. That's the truth. We couldn't see it. So Sean says to me, he goes, we're going to Meijer. There was a Meijer close. We don't have many Meijers here in Northeast Ohio, but there was one right there in Indiana. We go out there to Meijer. Sean's sitting there. He goes, he goes, this TV's like $300. He goes, it's like 45 inches. He goes, we're going to buy it. He goes, just buy it. And I said, you know what? I said, hold on a minute. So
We come up with a plan.
We come up with a plan, and because my wife, she does, and I'm not. And thank God for this, as my wife controls the finances of the house, and she does an unbelievable job at it. And so I call her and say, "Hey, listen, I'm going to get a TV." And she's like, "No, you're not." And
I gave you 15 inches.
She goes, "You have a TV." She goes, "You got a TV." I said, "No. I can't see it, miss." I said, or Melissa, her name. I said, I can't see it. She goes, "You're not buying a TV." So then me and Sean come up with a plan, and Sean goes, "I'll tell her that I'm going to buy it,
and you're going to give it back to me.
You'll pay me back,
or you'll give it back to me when you're done, because you're not going to be in Indiana for that long."
I gotcha.
Which is true. So long story short,
like two kids trying. I'll tell you to have your mom call my mom.
That's right.
And I'll call your mom.
That's what we were
doing. And we'll get to sleep over. But you guys did that.
So
that's what you guys
guess
did.
what, Melissa? How her responst to that was?
Furious.
Not very good.
Yeah, not very good.
Very good.
Went over like a lead weight. Right. So so I don't end up getting a TV, and I'll tell you that TV was still to this day. It was part of the story. So that little Postit Stamp TV. So every day,
let's get back on that story.
Every day I came home, and I would make soup, chunky soup. I went to the store and stocked up on chunky soup. And
after you hit the gym or before?
So before.
So I don't.
When we say the gym,
I don't know what
my
she's talking
voice
about,
gets
but so
deep.
far it sounds like spring break to me.
So, yeah, it was spring break, all right. And so
he would call me. He's like, I've been fishing every day, man. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. There's a big pond right by his apartment complex.
Yeah. So another
fishing
side story. There was a snake.
He's
so I'm out
bread.
there. I'm out there fishing. There was a pond outside, and that's but the only enjoyment that I had. And there was a pond, and I'd go out there and fish until the one day I'm standing there, and there is a snake right at my foot, and I'm run like a.
Oh, you don't like snakes? Huh?
Was it a moccasin?
He was copperhead.
What was it? Was it just a black snake, water snake?
I wasn't there long enough to inspect it.
That's good.
So
Get out of Dodge.
I avoided that lake after that. So anywho, So one day I come home, and again, I did the same exact thing every single day. So I would eat chunky soup, and I'd make a sandwich, turkey or ham, whatever, just make a sandwich. And I'm sitting there, and I would watch TV, and so on my Postit Stamp. And so all of a sudden, the one day, it's the history of donuts is on. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there, and I'm watching it. And normally I would kind of blow through it, but I'm a history buff, and I love history. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, you know what, let me watch this for a second. So all of a sudden they're going on and on about the history of donuts and this and that and going on and on and on, and I'm watching it. I take it all in. So I call my wife. I kid you not, it was an epiphany. It was the light bulb went on. Mm-hmm. It was a true epiphany, and if someone says that those don't happen, it does happen. I'm a prime example of it. I see it, and all of a sudden I say, I have the idea. I call my wife up. I said, honey, we're going to open a donut shop in Medina Square, and we're going to serve donuts. She looks at me, and my wife is she is not foul-mouthed at all. She is very, level-headed compared to me. And
what?
So, what?
No.
It's hard to believe.
No.
And so she says to me, she goes, what in the F do you know about making donuts?
And she said, what in the frosting?
Frosting. She goes, what
know
in the
about
frosting?
donuts?
That's exactly what she said. What in the F do you know about making donuts? And I looked at her and I said this. I said, I don't know anything. I said, but if you know me, I said, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And so from that point forward, I would come home on the 1.5 days that I was home every week. I'd come home and I would make donuts. I would fry them on the
stove. You became obsessed.
I borderline obsessed with making donuts. So I would make them, and literally, and I'm not even lying to you. There were donuts that I made that the dog wouldn't eat. And I'm not even kidding. I was like, here, come here, sweetie, come here. And she's like, nope, I ain't eating that. As I spit it right out, I was like, ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, your QC manager was
like,
no bueno.
The best part about that story is, so I'm up there in the kitchen making a mess, frying dough, mixing dough, doing all this stuff, thinking I'm and I'm reading and I'm researching it all as I'm doing it.
You can read?
Well, 3 to 5 words a minute.
A minute. All right, go ahead. You're reading. You're reading.
I'm reading. I'm doing all the research, and the donuts start to get slightly better. But the only thing Melissa would say to me, she'd be like, "You better clean up after yourself in there. You better clean up after yourself." So that was the whole thing.
So
Does
she still say that at the shop?
Yeah, no, not anymore. So, so all of a sudden, the one day, I get a lead that there is a retail location that is available on the square.
Let me jump in here. I know, like I said, 30 years. I know this guy.
Yeah.
What he's about to tell you that they did together, is very unlike them.
But I want to
very unlike.
I want to just for timeline purposes. So when you see this on the 15-inch,
3 years.
Good question.
3 years.
Are you living still in Indiana when this lead comes by?
I wasn't. So I was. I actually had. I had left the job in Indiana after about a year and a half.
Okay.
And came back and was working in. I was working in Ohio, back in Ohio.
And making donuts every evening now.
So,
figuring it out. Figuring it out.
Mad
scientist.
Yeah, I was going to say,
donuts.
that had to be like a mad
just
science project.
Just a lot of research. Just there's no shortage of information at our fingertips nowadays. So so I'm out there and I'm researching. I'm doing, but again, I don't have a retail location. I don't have equipment. I don't have anything. Yeah. So,
but you're researching it.
Like I am.
You know, if once things start to go in motion, you can make it happen.
I put a business plan together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in my in my free time, I sat there and I put a business plan together of how I was going to do it, what I was going to do, and all of a sudden one day we get a lead that there's a spot, a prime spot on the square is sitting there and it's available. So I call, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm going to negotiate with this guy. I'll show him how good a negotiator I am. Right? Watch this. So I said,
like every guy says,
yeah, right.
I'll get that car for $5,000. You watch. We'll walk out. Right?
That's true.
It is so true, right? So so my Buick, as I was negotiating with, the guy looks at me and he goes, listen, there's about 4 other people that have already called on this spot. He goes, really, the first person that gets me a down payment, it's theirs. And I sit there and I said,
that's your first competition.
I said, whoa. I said, okay.
Yeah.
So I said, I'll call you back here in about 20, 30 minutes. So I call my wife up. I said, take a check up to this place, and I said, put a down payment on it. I said, and I said,
that's not like him.
And I am.
Usually think.
Sean,
think about things,
so
right?
I'm in my. So
He's
I'm
what you call an overthinker and an over researcher. If he's going to buy a smoker for outside, he's going to research it for 4 months.
Guilty. I'm the same way.
I just go buy it.
I want to look at it.
This is what I do. Like if I have a buddy like him.
Yeah.
And I go over there and I see his smoker, I'll just be like, well, I know he researched that for 10 months. I'm just going to buy it. I
you
know
don't
it's,
have to research
I know
anymore.
It's good.
You've done that to me before, actually.
Yeah, it must work.
I'm wearing the sunglasses.
That's right.
It's like, hey, those good sunglasses? Yeah. Next time he shows up to a gig, like my
I'm
sunglasses.
I'm wearing them. Thank you very much.
He did the research.
It's totally true. And
So anyway,
Sorry, go ahead.
you are you call
so
Melissa.
I
your
call
wife,
and I
you
tell her
say,
to take a.
This is exactly how he told me the story.
Okay.
This is years
This
ago.
is
I
hilarious.
said take a checkbook
Now. You
and
said
go
now.
up there and just write a check. I have never stepped foot into this building.
You don't even
I
know
have
what it looks like.
no idea what the layout is. I have no idea what it looks like. It was a
You just knew it was on the square.
it was a used clothing store, women's
Okay.
clothing store. It had a
Consignment.
Consignment. Thank you. That's exactly what it
that's
is.
Yeah.
So I said, heck, I said, I'm going to, put the down payment on. So we did. She walked up there. She handed him a couple $1,000 and boom, it's mine. And now, guess what I got to do?
Figure out.
I got to figure out how to
put the
really
thing in
make
there.
Now
donuts,
it's time.
right?
Yeah.
So you're hiring architects, you're hiring carpenters, you're plumbers, electricians, all this stuff, and I don't truly still. I'm getting through it through research and and I'll tell you, I talked to a class. Here in Medina, Ohio, where we live. I talked to Medina High School, and I talked to the kids. And it's an entrepreneurial class, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I tell them, and I say, one of the most important things, and it's a lost art that the kids nowadays don't have, is the ability to communicate, right?
Yeah.
So what I was able to do, and when I tell the kids, and I hope that they listen, I said, ask for help. When you need something or want something, I said, pick up the phone or go see this person, the person, and I said, and ask them for help. I said, because 90% of the time when you ask for help, people will help you.
Yep.
Right, and it's a lost art because nowadays everyone text messages. Everything's a text, and
that's another thing. People do that all the time. They just want a text message, and I'm even seeing that on a day-to-day basis. It's even getting more and more and more, even in business and in your day-to-day interactions. I mean, for instance, took my wife's car to get some new tires and things like that. The guy's like, "Well, I'll just text you when those are ready." It's like, you guys don't call anymore?
No more phone calls.
It says, you're not going to call and tell me that the steel-belted radios on that
I was like,
14-inch rim is not going to work?
No, give me a call.
Just change the girder valve. You're ready to go.
Give me a call on that, I mean, but it is interesting. It's almost, what's weird about it is it's almost your phone rings and you go, oh, someone's calling me.
That's right.
And it's the kids, the younger generation, and I said I'm raising two of them. They don't. Again, it's a Snapchat. I don't even know what Snapchat is. I mean, I do, but I don't. Like, I don't understand it. I don't under. And it's so. And social media has become part. I'm a part of social media because of the donut shop. That's the only reason why I participate in that.
Same here. I'm only a part of it because of music.
I'm very limited in my social media thing.
I don't even know how to use Twitter. No idea. What? Okay, go ahead.
Wrong.
It's like, is it a tweet or a message? Do you send a message? What's a tweet?
It's a tweet, right? It's a.
But what are you tweeting?
You're tweeting your.
Is that a message?
Yeah, but
what is it?
Who's it going to?
Everybody who follows you.
Only the people that
or who you tag.
Didn't he just tell us he didn't know anything about it? He's teaching us.
Well, he figured it out.
Well,
he's told me this before. I just don't.
Oh,
so social media is a giant.
Yeah.
And in the business world, so I use social media for business purposes. So social media for promotion and information is a huge part of what I do every single day.
Okay.
And I've recognized how important it is. And we've actually you can see, I can do something in the morning. So it can be, in Northeast Ohio, our weather here can change within seconds. Right?
Sure,
Seconds.
yeah.
So if you don't like the weather, we always say here in Northeast Ohio, wait 5 minutes, it'll change.
wait.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
So I'll get a call in the morning and Vanna White over at the donut shop. A lot of the young kids are gonna be like, "Who's Vanna White?"
They have no idea.
Right? So Vanna White over at the donut shop will call me and
tweet?
she'll be like this, and
She doesn't tweet.
she on Snapchat.
Yeah. Does she snap tweet?
So she'll say, "Hey," she goes, the weather today, it's sleeting and it's terrible and it's whatever." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Hey, do this." And I'll say, "Create a donut." And I said, "Put this, and this on it," and I'll come up with something. And because really, I'm still a chubby little fat kid from Parma, Ohio, is what I really am at heart, right?
Let me take a guess. You had to wear Husky jeans.
I did. It was Husky.
Stonewashed.
Let me tell you.
Right?
We laugh about this all the time.
Did it have the little elastic sides?
Oh, I lived in elastic.
There was 3 sizes of jeans growing up. There was slim fit, regular, and husky. And guess what we wore? Husky.
I was always mad.
Would you wear husky?
Oh yeah, from JCPenney. Of course.
Yeah. My mom went to Higbee's.
And then when you had the side pockets down by, you had the cargo pants side pockets, those were the thing, man. All of a sudden those came out and you're like, that's the cool way to wear it. Stonewashed, husky, jeans with the side pocket.
With the side pocket.
For your pocket knife.
They were Wranglers.
Oh yeah.
So she'll call me and say, God, she's like, it's just, you get your morning rush. She goes, but man, it's just, the weather is just preventing people from moving. And I'll put something, I'll say, okay, send me this. So I'll tell her what to send me. She'll create it. She'll send it to me. I'll post it. And boom, just like that. And I said, wow. I said, the power of social media and the marketing ability that you have
gets people there.
Oh,
I
it's
said
totally
it really,
now.
truly
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
And part of being a business owner. So here's the keys. Okay, children, here's the keys to business, right? Don't do drugs.
Number one.
So, right. So, but
Thanks, Papa.
Sugar is a drug. Did you know that?
Thanks, Papa. What's next?
You're selling donuts. That's sugar. It's a drug. It's an addictive substance.
Papa. Thanks, Papa. What's next?
my kids ever call
He
me.
tries to get serious, and we start.
Thanks, Papa.
I would probably cry. I just like that's very funny.
That voice is straight out of like an old Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas.
Thanks, Santa.
God bless us, everyone.
That's exactly what it is.
That's it right there. Who is that? Tiny Tim.
It's Tiny Tim.
Pass the donuts.
You have donuts?
Papa, it's got a dog bone.
I love donuts, Papa.
Can you tweet the donut to me? Snap tweet it.
You will post something and we'll and
The elements of business, children.
And so really, honestly, so the fundamentals of it is really your marketing, right? So what did I learn from my first business? The first business that I had to close. So I learned that we didn't innovate. So
Right.
those are mistakes that you'll never make again. Right. So when in the business world, there are things that you learn. You're a buffoon in the business world if you think you know it all. Because if you don't learn something every single day, again, you will eventually fail.
Yeah.
So being able to learn on the fly and to also listen and to know what and how, and to know what the trends are and to everything else, it's one of those things that I really was able to take from my past experiences and incorporate into donuts. And so that's why we're always innovating. We're always something new, and it does resonate, and people love it. People love it. So first and foremost, the change. That's
How many donut flavors now do you have? Because
over 55.
They're always coming out with
55?
Over 55.
Over 55.
new flavors, new good looking.
Oh yeah.
So like in this box here, you have the Buckeye, the caramel apple pie, the maple bacon, the dog pound donut, which we were talking about the dog pound donut. So I am a diehard Cleveland Browns fan.
All right.
And right. And so we have stuffed French toast. We have the chocolate.
The dog pound.
Oh, the Death by Chocolate donut. So we have a bunch of the different things, and we are the home of the dog pound donut. I started the dog pound donut the day one that one of the first donuts I came up with. I was like, we're gonna put on the menu a dog pound donut. I owned, I was one of the few, the proud owners of season tickets for the Cleveland Browns through the years, when I think I was able to totally watch maybe 4 wins in like about 8 years.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. So it was really good. So I sat there and watched that, but at the same time, diehard Browns fan, I said, we're going to create a dog pound donut, and we're going to call it the home of the dog pound donut.
Awesome.
Why wouldn't we? No one else does.
That's right.
I said, and we're gonna put brownie bites on there. We're gonna put a dog bone on there. We're gonna put chocolate on there. We're gonna put sprinkles on there, and we're gonna do it. And so boom, we did it, and it's a hit. Right, so there's the little things, the marketing that goes behind it, and again, from my failures, I learned, and I'm going to always innovate, and we do all the time. Whether it's Easter, St. Patrick's Day, Christmas, 4th of July, we come up with new and seasonal favorites, and always coming up with stuff. It never stops. And
You want to talk about the Parfait?
yeah, so we come up with
Well, two-part question here. Talk about the Parfait, which this is his idea, their idea,
All right.
and it's a brilliant idea. That's first question. Second question: out of the 55 flavors, give me the top 5.
So the
that
top
people crush.
So the top 5 it's pretty easy. Is that the number 1 selling donut is maple bacon?
Really?
It is number 1 selling by far.
Which is incredible, by the way.
Everybody loves
people will
bacon.
walk in and people will order
And maple.
It is really
the
good.
people will order 3 dozen. You'll be on a Saturday morning and people order like, I want 3 dozen maple bacon. That's it. Boom.
Yeah.
And they will take them to their workplace or wherever, and it's that simple. Second is our Buckeye, which is chocolate peanut butter Buckeye,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
It's
And
also
then-
incredible.
And really, third always differs. It floats around from your Oreo, your more traditional, just more simple. It's not simple, but it is simple.
Yeah.
Or your caramel apple pie, which is one of the Donut Fest champion donuts.
It is a good-
caramel
that
apple.
is a good-
It's
It's incredible.
It's incredible. Yeah, I always tell people I put a guarantee on the caramel apple pie.
Yeah.
When someone walks in, and goes,
I've never had your donuts before. What should I get?
I've never heard of a donut guarantee. So
oh, it's a
this is
guarantee.
interesting.
And I said, so you said it, and I said, one of my favorites is the caramel apple pie. I said, I've never met a person who has bit into that donut that did not like it. I said, if you don't like it, I'll buy you any other donut on this menu, free of charge, whatever you want. And
100% satisfaction
100% guarantee on those. So that's again. So those are a couple key things that we really strive on. Is also quality ingredients, quality product. That's another thing that people in the food industry they lack. Right? It just
There's
people
your
start
maple
trying to
There it is, yeah.
reduce quality by
Maple bacon.
Yeah,
Number
that's-
1 bestseller right there.
That's it.
Looks terrible.
It's incredible.
Looks amazing, actually.
It's filled with protein.
Those won't be here long.
That's your
as soon
keto
as we're
cup.
done.
Keto,
It's
donut.
keto. It's keto and gluten free.
So tell us about the Parfait.
So
idea.
yeah, so again, in the sake of constant evolving, constantly evolving. So we're touring around with numerous things. We do toy around with making basically sundaes without the ice cream into donuts. Just donut where you eat with a fork. It's in a cup, and the donuts are cut up, and it's
Oh, that's a great idea.
Layer of
Yeah.
donuts.
oh, it's so I've
whipped cream, marshmallow, sprinkles, strawberries. Another layer of
yeah.
donuts, strawberries, whipped cream, chocolate if you want it. Another layer.
This sounds like your idea.
No,
Oh, he's
No,
going to
but-
take credit for it
Oh,
right
I'm sure
now.
he will.
no, but I've had like 10 of them already.
No, and
You
it's
can tell.
they are an excellent thing. And the other
It's a
thing
great
that
idea.
I'm this is top secret, and this is I'm gonna.
Well, it's just us. Don't worry about it.
It's just us.
Yeah,
And the
no one's gonna watch this. I
500
guarantee you,
Two
no one's
subscribers.
gonna
and the
watch this.
500,000 people that will be tuning into this.
500,000.
Joe Rogan's got nothing on us. I have talked to and working with. So I was actually approached by a small batch ice cream maker who said, "Hey, why don't we make some ice cream with your donuts in it?"
Oh,
and
nice.
so we are actually. I should
Sounds
have
terrible.
I should actually have
Sounds
sample.
terrible.
Well, it's funny.
No,
so
it sounds great.
so here's a funny thing. So I'm lactose intolerant, right? So
Okay. So you
I-
can't even test your product.
Oh,
Too much
no.
information.
No,
way too much information.
You know what happens when I actually have some dairy? Let me tell you right now. No, I'm not going to tell you right now. I'm not going to do that. But I'll tell you that ice cream is one of those things that I do still indulge in because I can't say no because the fat kid inside of me that I can't say no.
Yeah.
And so it's
the husky. It's not
husky.
fat.
Yeah,
It's
it's husky.
You're not
the husky kid
You're not
inside
fat,
of me.
Scott.
Cannot say
You're husky.
Am I still husky?
I'm husky.
So
I bet you he gets mad when he pulls in for his fillet of fish, and he goes, "You know what? Throwing in ice cream." And they're like, "I'm sorry, sir, it's broken."
He gets mad.
so if you want to
all you
know,
hear is this
He throws beep.
if you want to know what I'm doing after this show, I'm going to. I was like, yes, I would like 2 fillet of fish sandwiches and 1 large Shamrock Shake. Yes, thank you very much.
Sorry, sir, the shake machine's broken.
It's like 8,000 calories. Enough to sustain life for like 4 days.
You're so delusional. You're going like this. I'll just burn this off tomorrow.
Why do I get the feeling that one day we're going to have a fillet of fish donut?
Have you ever had warm tartar sauce with plastic cheese? Oh my god!
I tried to talk him into like savory donuts.
Savory donut?
Yeah.
What's a savory donut?
Donut with like a piece of cheddar cheese on it and bacon.
I don't know. I still want him to cut one in
Sweet
half
and
and throw a
the
piece of
salt.
sausage in there for me.
Just sausage, maple sausage,
Yes.
maple sausage,
That
bacon.
would be great. You know what else would be great?
Oh, I would eat that.
Blueberry.
And I would-
Blueberry sausage.
Well, we
yeah.
have so
Would be
we
a
have
blueberry donut with the sausage inside.
so for all you listening, for the millions and millions of the rocks. Oh, wait a minute, I'm not in the WWF, so WWE. I'm sorry, trademark.
Yeah.
Snap into it. Well, you gotta do this there, Rick Savage. Yo, Hogan, you're going down.
That was spot on.
That was great.
So with that, so the one thing that we have on our menu, and it's available on Wednesdays. So Wednesday at Circles on the Square is Blueberry Wednesday. We make blueberry donuts on Wednesdays. So make a note in your calendar, put it in, tell Siri to remind you, Wednesday, blueberry donuts. They're absolutely sinfully delicious.
Blue.
But guess what?
Glorious. Blue, you're my boy.
You're my boy, Blueberry.
All right, Blueberry Wednesday.
Blueberry.
So Blueberry Wednesdays. You're my boy, Blueberry Wednesday. I should see. That's a marketing genius right there. I'm going to use that.
You should.
So, yeah, I will too. So,
Thanks, Will Ferrell.
this is credit of Will John Farrell.
Little John.
I don't even know if that's his middle name.
Johnny.
So, now we're going to get sued on episode 1.
No, we're giving him credit. We just gave him credit.
And if he comes by, I'm sure he'll want a maple blueberry.
So
donut.
here's the thing that you can get on Blueberry Wednesday.
All right.
And I've advertised it occasionally, but
Is this
it's
a
more of a
drum roll
secret.
thing?
It's this. Okay? And you can get a maple bacon blueberry donut. You got the blueberry. You got the bacon.
Yeah.
You got the...
That's what I'm talking about.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, it is a game changer. And
The warm cup of coffee.
we also have
Nothing better.
the secret menu item is called the Fat Elvis.
What is that?
Ooh.
Oh,
hear
wait a
about
minute.
it.
I know what that is.
Well,
Can I guess?
yeah, go ahead.
Bananas,
Yes.
peanut butter,
Yes.
and it's fried.
That's close.
Is it close?
And Vicodin. No. No. Oh, I don't even know what Elvis really died from. I'm sorry. Sorry, Elvis.
It wasn't liking it, but...
Oh,
So you're saying you have that one and you've left the building.
yes. And so,
Heart attack hotel.
uh-huh. Well, so yeah, so but you can get a banana, bacon, peanut butter donut. It's the secret menu. It's secret. We don't even advertise it.
It's not on. It's not
It's
on
not
the
on
board.
the menu.
Not
You
on the
just
board.
say, just
And
look,
what is it called again?
You have to order
Fat
it.
The Fat Elvis. So,
Fat Elvis.
So that's any time.
It's always available. It's always available.
So the secret item. All right, everybody, just listen to this. The secret item is the Fat Elvis.
Password is.
Password.
You see password back in the day. Again, this is dating myself.
One.
I mean, the password is
2
bacon.
Zoolander. Let's remind everybody real quick. Talking to part owner of Circles on a Square Donuts. It's a gourmet donut shop here in Medina, Ohio.
They
What's the
look beautiful.
address? 28 something.
Public Square.
28 Public Square, right in the heart of the Medina Square.
If you're driving through Medina, you're coming.
The best
for something,
best
you gotta
donuts
have
in
them.
Northeast Ohio. The only two-time Cleveland Donut Fest champion, Judge's Choice.
Could have been 3 if it wasn't for this.
If it wasn't for me,
Yes.
bringing the bad mojo.
The only one that matters, Hogan.
Oh, man.
So
Yeah.
let's recap this. You are living away from your family for work.
Yes.
You're watching a TV show about the history of donuts.
Yes.
You call your wife, Melissa, and you say, I got what we're going to do. We're going to make donuts. And Melissa said, what in the beep do you know about making donuts?
That's exactly what she said.
And for 3 years, you worked your tail off at your home figuring out how to make donuts.
Yes, business plans, making donuts, doing this, researching equipment, and then it was funny is that once everything got put into play, they're sitting there telling you they're like, the person goes, well, who's your architect? And I'm like, architect? What do you mean?
For what?
Yeah, it's like right. I mean,
Putting a donut right into the donut.
I'm just gonna
Maker right
I was
there.
gonna put a fryer here, and I'm gonna do this. What are you talking about, architect? It's like I'm not building a skyscraper,
Yeah.
right?
You had to jump through a bunch of hoops,
Oh,
though.
it's hoops.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of there's a lot of that, right? And it's on a place where you sit. So
So listen, kids. I guess the moral of the story is get a 15-inch TV.
Yeah.
and watch it until
watch it
you
until
find
you
the epiphany happens.
Squinting
That's
at
right.
it.
And then just write a check on a whim.
And I always
Do
say,
a lot of
yeah, right. I always say, kids, and this is actually true. All jokes aside, but it's an old saying, and it might be crude or whatever, but it's no balls, no blue chips, right? And it's one of those things when you sit back.
What's Bruce Arians say? No risk it, no biscuit.
You're right.
Similar.
No risk it,
same
that's a good
same
one.
thing.
It is the same thing, and it is the same thing, and it's
Say what you say again. No balls, no what?
no balls, no blue chips,
Yeah.
right? And
It's a fact.
And it's something that I risked and truly. So for everyone out there, that's the millions and millions of the Rocks fans,
Watching right now.
So love WWF. So WWE. I don't even. Oops.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon now is going to sue us. But WWE but at the same time, I do. It's one of those things that, I took every dime I had. I took every dime I had into the donut shop, and I had to, tell my wife that I was like, listen, this is going to work. I was like, it's going to work because I'm going to make it work. You're going to make it work. We're going to make this work. And I said, we took every penny from our savings and we invested it into ourselves. So when you have a dream, right? So dreams do come true. But the difference between following your dream and thinking of it is the actual follow through, right? So when you have a dream and you have an idea, it's how confident are you in yourself? And me and my wife, we were, and at the end of the day, I'm a very confident person. I am very confident in myself. I know it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe.
You are?
Well, normally only when I'm doing preacher curls, but but no, I'm a very confident individual, and so I believed 100% that I believed in 100% success. I believed. And maybe that's a fault. Maybe that's something that it's a negative with me, is that I very rarely will see, and that's where my wife does level me out. I don't see when I have an idea or a dream or something that I want to follow. I don't always see the negative in it. I see that because I'm betting on myself, and when I bet on myself, you can have 401ks, and a lot of people have those, and you have this and that for your retirement. I bet on myself on my retirement.
Yeah, I
said, here's how I'm going to retire. I'm going to retire by having one of the most successful donut shops in Northeast Ohio. And actually, at this point in time, I could probably be confident and say we are one of the most successful donut shops in all of Ohio. People come from all over states to come. And the donut guys, the donut connoisseurs, it's mind numbing. They come from everywhere. They come from Pennsylvania. They come from Michigan. They come from West Virginia. And people are like, "Yeah, right." No, it's true. Yeah. It's 100. And they'll walk in and be like, "Well, we heard about you guys," and you're like, "Wow, you've come that far." They're like, "Oh, we were passing through from Michigan to Florida, and you were our stop." So they'll come specifically to Circles on the Square.
They'll come off the highway.
Yeah.
To make sure they get their donut.
That's it.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? When I would go from Ohio to Florida for family vacation or spring break.
Yeah.
What donut shop did millions of people go to on purpose, even if it wasn't on their route?
I don't know. This is a
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
Come
okay,
on,
yeah.
And
they're marketing
fresh out of the oven.
They're marketing giants.
So it's similar
hot
to that.
donuts.
Yeah.
That's
But
us.
there's one thing I think they need. And I think you know what I'm talking about.
Preacher curls?
No.
The need for speed?
No, they need a jingle.
A jingle.
They need a jingle.
We could write a jingle.
And we know some guys that could probably write a donut jingle.
Yeah, I mean, shoot.
I can barely play the guitar, but I could write
That's
a
right.
jingle. I could write
If you're looking for a donut today, why don't you stop by Circles today? Yeah.
Bless us, everyone.
Everyone!
Thanks, Papa. Hey, Papa, can we stop at Circles on the Square today?
Papa? Yeah,
I want the keto donut.
Yeah, that's pretty
keto donut.
Yeah, we get so on a funner note, right? We get the requests we get. So we get a lot of vegan. Who you have vegan donuts, and we because of how blessed and how busy we are. We don't have time to make those changes within our donut, because every donut you have from us is going to be, it's fresh. And when I mean fresh, about 85% of the time when you bite into the donut, it's going to still be warm.
Yeah, I've been in there and seen they're coming off the line.
They're coming off
there.
They come off hot, and it's all day long. So, that's kind of what we do, and it's all about freshness.
So what are some odd requests that you've gotten?
Oh, so yes. So getting me back on track. So it was, we get vegans and we get gluten-free, and then people will ask for keto. And I always sit on the keto. And I would sit back and I scratched my head. I said, "You want a keto donut?" I said, "Really?"
Yeah.
I said,
Isn't that impossible?
I said,
"Is that really a thing
like,
you can
well,
do?"
I don't, people will say things
It's
like
impossible.
that. I was like, if you're really on a diet and you really, listen, my wife and even I eat donuts a lot, right? But I don't overeat the donuts, right? I don't even overeat the donut. My wife will eat one donut a day, every single day, and she weighs, 100 pounds soaking wet.
Right.
Okay, and people are like, "How can you own a donut shop?" And she's like, "Well, when you work your tail off all day long, right?
I can't eat the profits."
But it's one of those things that it's all about. But the word keto and donut really don't go together.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
So yeah. So
I never even. Can you make some cauliflower and put it together and then? No,
keto,
you can't do that.
it's like cauliflower
no
wings.
Right.
I'm gonna have cauliflower wings. I tell you what, I've had cauliflower wings, right? They're great. They taste great.
They are
but
good.
do they taste as good as a fried chicken wing?
No.
No.
And not even close to a
not
fillet
even
of fish. Not even close.
Listen, the thing that cauliflower wings are missing is plastic cheese and warm tartar sauce. I'm going to tell you right now, you could put probably plastic cheese and warm tartar sauce on this box, and I'm going to enjoy it. Hope you enjoy.
Hope you enjoy.
So, yeah.
That's quite a journey on the donut shop, though. I was very interested to hear how you got there.
So
and it's amazing that it came from a 15-inch screen.
It's a true epiphany, and
It's a friggin'
again,
miracle.
It's a miracle, miracle, Joseph.
when he told me, he's like, we put $2,000 down or whatever, however much it was, the down payment on the spot.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's kind of the defining moment when, like, you know how like if you want to lose 30 pounds, you tell somebody that you're going to lose 30 pounds so that they hold you accountable.
Yeah.
I felt like that's what he was doing. He's like, we put the down payment down, and then from there moving forward, it was like, I'm going to get this done.
You don't have a choice at that point.
That was the
it's
moment.
a truth. And for anybody out there, in the air that are listening to this,
500,000 viewers or more.
million. So but I will tell you that that is exactly it. It's like you can talk the talk, but until you walk the walk, and you have to back that up with something.
Do it and you figure it out.
And you have to back it up, and you
did a lot of figuring out after that moment, right? Because you had the space, and now it was like, oh man, what can you even put plumbing in here?
So let me ask you. So you're talking about the before. There's before. We'll just say you get the location, and then there's the after. So everything before is all excitement. This could happen.
Prep.
Then
That's right.
And all of a sudden it happens. Now, are you in an oh crap moment? Are you in an like I got to do this? Or is it?
I was still
Overly confident.
It was sometimes I'm a little confident as a person, but no. But I was very. It was stressful. It was a stressful time and a stressful moment. But again, when you have the dedication and you have your eye on the prize, it does work out. It truly does work out for you, but you have to put the effort in. And that's the difference between, I mean, there are 1,000 people a night that talk or more, for crying out loud, that say, hey, I have this great idea. Oh, we should do. How many times have you been drinking around beers and you sit there and say, hey, we should do this.
Sure.
We should do this, right? The difference between talking and saying we should do that is doing. Yeah. And then at that point in time, you have to believe in yourself. And again, listen, believing in yourself is not an easy thing. Sometimes you question yourself, and sometimes there's a lot of sleepless nights that you stay up and you're questioning, am I doing the right thing? Did I just screw up every my kid's college fund for this, right? And our retirement. I'm going to be working now till I'm 85 years old because I just blew my retirement on a donut shop, right? And those are the things that go through your head, and those are the things that you worry about. But then at the end of the day, you know that if you work hard at something and you research it, you work hard, and you know it. And I truly tell people, this is, people will say this and they'll laugh because it's me. They'll say, oh, I said, I make the best donut, not in Ohio, not in in the county and the state. I said, I make the best donut in the world. And I said, I believe that. I truly believe that I make the best donut in the world.
And that's why you're successful.
And it's whether I'm right or wrong. And there's a lot of great donuts. I travel around, and the first thing I Google search is donuts, and I'll look and I'll say where's the local donut shop, and I'll go and I'll get some donuts, and I'm very critical. So,
I would imagine you would be.
but I've had some really good ones. I've had some really great donuts, and there's some stuff that I see that I love to look at, and I'm like, man, this is a great idea. And I was like, these guys are right on it with their donuts and the voodoo donuts of the world. And there's other so many donut shops that I follow that I really admire, and I really do. I truly admire them for what they do. And you're like, the best form of flattery is sometimes imitation, right? And I'll see, and they do it to me. I've seen my donut, that my idea and my donut posted in a national donut thing. I was like, I said they've seen it from us. I said, where else would it be so identical? Yeah. I said at the same time as I'll see things as well, and I'll say, man, that is a great idea. Yeah. Especially with holiday stuff, and
But what's great is that you actually you have a dream, you have something you want to do, and you just go after it. I mean, that's the name of the game. I mean, it's the journey, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I think it was Joe Walsh that said you go through life, and everything's going crazy, and you never think you never understand what you're doing, and sometimes you don't do the right things, you do the wrong things, but you somehow end up at the end of this river, of life, and you look back at it, and it's like a finely crafted novel. And I think
right on.
I think he's right about that, with a lot of things.
And Joe Walsh also said, and this is very important, and this is one thing
you're quoting.
He said, and I quote,
okay,
my Maserati does 185.
My Maserati does 185.
Well, all I can say is I couldn't think of a better first guest for the Laid Back and Lazy
I lost
podcast.
my license and now I don't drive.
He remembers those lyrics immediately.
Again, it's a song. It's the only way he's remembering anything.
Scott, we really appreciate you coming and doing this. We're gonna dive into these things and check them out. Will you please come back often? And we don't always have to talk about donuts, but
no, we can talk about motorcycles. We can talk about fishing.
We'll have you back.
We can
talk about fishing. You got some other ideas that are kind of hatching right now that we can revisit down the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me ask you real quick. Can you do a Randy Houser song for us just real quick? Just a little bit
he was
of a
singing when he
Randy
walked
Houser
in.
song.
I want to hear this.
So sometimes I sing songs, right? You're like, hey, baby, when you make it in the midnight, way down, written on my side. Tick-tock, knocking on midnight. Me and you, girl, running out of moonlight.
Since we're asking him to do things,
you want me to act like a monkey on the table too?
No, we didn't even have to ask, and he started doing that. Can you take us out for this first podcast though, doing your WWE announcing the best donut or the winning donut? Can you do that?
My Randy say,
yeah. Can you announce the winning donut and present it to Laid Back and Lazy?
So I'll say this. So I'll be like,
oh, yeah, this is something special we got cooking here. We got donuts. We got fresh handcrafted donuts. Go in your mouth. Yeah, we also got Laid Back and Lazy live on their podcast. You know what I'm talking about, Iron Sheik. You know it. Oh, yeah.
Where's Elizabeth?
Miss Elizabeth, oh, yeah.
Scott Sandusky, ladies and gentlemen.
You got it, boys.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Amen. God bless.